Ladies and gentlemen, we're solving for system of equations by graphing. So what's going to happen? So anytime you solving for this type of equations where you have two equations, okay, and then two unknowns, that means two variables. In this case, we have y and x, for example. So you're going to have three cases that you're going to deal with, but one only is going to be the final answer, okay? So whenever you solve for it, only one case that you're going to have. That means what? That's a case where the two lines that you're going to draw, okay? So the two lines going to meet somewhere, which is going to be your solution. Or the two lines going to be parallel to each other. That means you have a no solution case. And then the third case is that one line yields the same one. So one line is just on top of the other one, okay? Which is an infinite number of solutions. So let's see which one we have here, all right? So let's go for it. Okay, so first equation here is y equals to 1 over 3 x minus 2. Remember, for us to be able to draw the line here, one of the best ways is to use the slope-intercept form, which is this one here, y equals to mx plus b, so that we will be able to use m, which is the slope, and then be able to use b, which is the y-intercept. All right? So if we take equation 1 here, which is y equals to 1/3 of x minus 2. So that's equation 1. What's going to happen here? We see that this equation already follows this format, which is the slope-intercept form, okay? So that means we can draw out of it what? The slope m. So m, which is 1 over 3, so that's the slope. So m is always the number in front of, the slope is always the number in front of x, right? And then the y-intercept is always the number that is adding to this one here. So that means -2 in this case. So 0, -2. So that is a point. So the y-intercept is a point where x is always equal to 0. Okay? And then the y is the -2. So we have those two elements. With those two elements, ladies and gentlemen, we can graph our line at ease right now. So that means what? So that means we go with the y-intercept first. So that's your first point. So the first point is your y-intercept. So we go 0, -2. Where is it? 0 on the x-axis, and then -1, -2 on the y-axis. So that's your first point right away. You see how easy this can be? All right. Now, to get the second point, we're going to have to go from the first point. But by using what? The slope. And the slope, 1 over 3, 1 is a y value, x is 3. Okay, the number at the bottom is a x value. So what's going to happen? So as this one is an x value, which is 1 in this case, +1, so we're going to go from -2 and then we're going to go up 1 time because this one is a +1. That's the reason why we're going up 1 time. If this one were to be -1, we would have gone -1 down. You guys get it? Okay? Because that's a mistake that people make, all right? So let's be careful. So we're going up 1 time. So we're going 1 time up. And then we're going to go over 3 times because this is an x value. So from -2, we go 1, and then we go 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be our second point. So with 2 points already, ladies and gentlemen, we can draw a line. All right? So we go with it. All right, so I can come here to make it much easier. Okay, so this is equation 1. All right, so this one is called equation 1. Now we have to go with equation 2. So equation 2, what's happening with equation 2? Okay, so with equation 2, we have -3. So with equation 2, okay, so let me make some differences here to make our lives a lot easier. So we have -x plus 3y equals to 9, right? So what's going to happen? We need this format. Because we need this format, what do we need to do? We got to get rid of x by doing the opposite, and then we end up with what? 3y equals to x plus 9. We are good? And then what's the next thing to do? We need y by itself. Because we need y by itself, now we can divide everybody by 3. Okay, so I'm going to go here in order to do that. So I'm going to replicate 3y equals to x plus 9, and then we divide everybody by 3. So this is going to give us y equals to what? It's going to give us 1 over 3x plus 9 divided by 3 is what? 3. We end up with 3. All right, everybody see what's happening? So for equation 2, we need to put it into the slope-interceptor form. All right? So with the slope-interceptor form now, we have the slope m, which is equal to 1 over 3, and then we have the b, which is 0, in this case 3. So slope m equals to 1 over 3, and the b, which is the y-intercept, is equal to 0, 3, because again, remember, the y-intercept always has x as 0. And then the y value is always the value that is standing by itself here. Okay? So let's keep going. Now we got to graph equation 2. And to graph that, always y-intercept is the first one. So which is 0, 3. So we got to go 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's our first point. And to get to our second point, what do we need to do? To get to our second point, we got to use the 1 over 3, the slope, and the top we have 1, which is a y value. So that means you got to go up 1 time. And then for 3, we got to go over 3 times. So from the first point, we go up 1, and then we go 1, 2, 3. And then we can also link this line here. Careful, we need to make it clean. Okay, what do we see here? So we have equation 2. And what do we see here? What do we see? We see that these two lines are parallel to each other. They will never meet. They will never connect. They will never intersect. That's what it means. So because equation 1 and 2 can never meet, so what is the solution here? Is a no solution case. So our answer here, ladies and gentlemen, is no solution case. Our final answer is no solution. All right? Because the two lines are parallel. Okay? Thank you.